Hey everybody, what's up? It's Natalie. I am starting this YouTube channel pretty much to let you know about me and what I'm about ready to go through. It's going to be a whole new life, a whole new start. I'm really nervous, but I'm going to try to do these videos kind of to relieve some anxiety for myself and also to let others know what I'm going through and what you can do about it as well. As many of you may or may not know, I am getting ready on Monday to have gastric bypass, the RNY. There are other options out there like the lap band and the sleeve. However, my surgeon no longer does the lap band, and the sleeve was not an option for me because of the reasons I chose to have gastric bypass surgery actually done. I'm going to start off with, how I got here and how I got to this point and what made me decide to have the gastric bypass RNY. Pretty much my journey started about 10 years ago when I was 21. I gained about 85 pounds within 6 months. Just out of nowhere, really wasn't changing my eating habits or anything like that. I was pretty consistent with what I ate and what I did on an everyday basis. I wasn't unhappy with myself back then. I was young. I really didn't have the mindset that I have today, which I think plays a huge role in how you look at yourself. So that's how it all started, though. In 2007, I weighed about 250 pounds. That was after I had gained all that weight. I got pregnant in May of 2007, and July 5th of 2007, I had a miscarriage. Very unexpected, very heartbreaking. It was a lot emotionally to go through. And at that point, I started eating a little bit more than what I usually would. I then got up to 274 pounds, which is the last time I really wanted to be on a scale anymore. Really didn't know what was going on, tried different dieting habits, tried to do exercise routines, went to the gym. I just didn't have the motivation. I became severely depressed to the point where I pretty much ate my feelings. And I know that there is a lot of people out there that do the same thing as me. They turn to food for comfort. Not really what I should have done, but I did it, and here I am today. In February 11th of 2008, I was diagnosed with PCOS. That is where I realized that, you know what, some of this weight loss isn't my fault. Yes, I'm eating whatever I want, really didn't care, fast food, junk food, whatever I wanted. But the PCOS was really a contributing factor as to why I gained so much weight in such a short amount of time. For those of you that don't know what PCOS is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a disease where you have ovarian cysts that come and go throughout the month. They can make your period irregular, they can make you gain weight, they can cause hormonal issues, excess hair growth, which thankfully I did not have. It can cause an array of issues in the female body. After that point, after being diagnosed, I went on a medication called metformin. When I went on metformin, it didn't make me sick. A lot of people get sick with it. I was one of the lucky ones that didn't get sick. It did let me lose weight. I dropped down to 245 pounds about. Stayed at that weight pretty much until about 3 years ago. And 3 years ago, I tried another dieting plan. I wanted to at least get down to 220, where I would kind of be comfortable at. However, it didn't happen. I ended up gaining 35 more pounds, and at my highest weight that I could remember, I weighed 274 and a half pounds. At that point, I was getting ready to get married. I got married, and it wasn't until I went on my honeymoon and I came back that I looked at the pictures and I said, "Oh my God, Natalie, what are you doing to yourself? Like, those pictures look absolutely horrendous. Not the fairy tale pictures that you would think that you would see, not the ones that you want to see." It made me feel like crap about myself. And every day I looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, how did I let myself get that heavy? Well, needless to say, that's really where my whole journey to this process began, because I would cry, I'd say 5 out of the 7 days every week about what I looked like. I would get so depressed. I was clinically depressed. I was put on a medication, and a lot of people don't like to talk about being put on medication because they say, oh, well, a lot of people are like, they have really repressed feelings about medications and people being on them. But I needed it. I needed the help. And I put myself into a panic because I'm like, oh my God, what happens if I get over 300 pounds? Well, again, an unexpected turn of events, I got pregnant. And I thought, the first thing I thought to myself was, here we go. I'm going to be over 300 pounds now, for sure, because I'm already 274 and a half pounds. I am definitely going to be over 300. So, needless to say, unexpectedly, I lost weight in my pregnancy. I dropped down to 262 pounds within the first 30 days. So I lost 12 pounds in 30 days. And I should have been gaining throughout my pregnancy. 10 months later, when I had my daughter, my very last appointment that morning, I weighed 268 pounds. I gained 6 pounds. And when I had her, I dropped down again to 251 pounds. I was ecstatic. I thought, oh my gosh, this is my chance to really lose weight. Needless to say, that didn't happen. From January of 2015 to December of 2015, I put all of the weight back on plus some. My very highest recorded weight was on December 30th of 2015, and that was actually at my very first appointment to see a doctor about bariatric surgery. I weighed 277 and a half pounds. I became unbelievably determined that I was not going to hit 280 pounds. I could not allow myself to do that. I started to pretty much starve myself, which wasn't good. That's not really what I wanted to do. So at that point, I made the decision, after seeing the psychiatrist, the surgeon, and the nutritionist, that I had to do this. This was my only option at really giving myself a chance. I want to be there for my daughter. I want to play with her. I want to run around with her. And right now, I can't do that because I can't even climb steps without getting out of breath. And that is really hard for me to admit. So here I am. It is March 30th. I have completed all of my prerequisites for surgery, which I want to talk about a little bit because a lot of people don't have the opportunity like I have. Most people have to wait 3 months or 6 months. Depending on your surgery, you really have to wait that long. Fortunately, I work for the hospital that I'm having my surgery done at, so I only have to have the prerequisite testing done. I don't have to wait any time frame at all. So it's been almost 4 months. So there's still like the waiting period because of all the things that have to be done. But I was fortunate that I didn't have to wait the 6 months like most people do. My surgery is scheduled for this coming Monday, which is 5 days away. It's scheduled for April 4th, 2016. And how I'm feeling right now, I'm really, really nervous. About a month ago, on March 3rd, I believe, I had my endoscopy done. I made the decision at that point that I was going to try to lose as much of my pre-weight as I could, because one of the requirements for bariatric surgery is that you lose 5% of your body weight just for liver shrinkage. So really what that means is the doctors want you to lose the 5% because your liver is the first thing that becomes fatty. And in order to get to where they have to during the surgery, the liver has to shrink. So the liquid diet that I am starting today, actually, and I'll get to that in a little bit, is really what's going to help with that. In the last 3 weeks since I've seen my surgeon, just by watching what I'm eating and being very, very, very cautious and drinking a ton of water, I cannot stress how much it means that you need to drink a lot of water. Water is the number one thing that you have to remember to drink. If you drink a lot of it, it really, really, really does help. So anyways, in the last 3 weeks, I have managed to lose 12.5 pounds. I am down to 264 pounds, or excuse me, 265 pounds. That was my weigh-in on Friday. And I am ecstatic about that because I do not have to do the 2-week pre-op liquid diet. I could go all the way till Sunday night eating what I wanted as long as I didn't gain weight. However, to give myself an opportunity to become adjusted and try to grasp what's going to happen over the next several weeks, I have decided today that I am starting pure liquids. For the last several days, I've been doing a partial liquid diet where I'm taking breakfast and lunch, and I'm pretty much just technically eating liquids. So today is the official start to nothing but liquids. Now, my liquid diet really consists of sugar-free jello, sugar-free pudding, protein shakes, and there's several, broth, and water. So that's pretty much in a gist what I'm down to for the next 5 days. The biggest hurdle I've come to find out, and I've been toying with this for about 2 weeks, is the protein shakes. I cannot stomach 95% of the protein shakes. I don't like chocolate, and that's kind of like a downfall to me. So because I don't really like it, I haven't tried a whole lot of the protein shakes that are chocolate. I've tried Premier Protein. I've tried regular straight whey protein by JDM. I've tried numerous sample packs. J-Rob. I've tried their vanilla shakes. I started with the Nectar protein shakes, and I absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. Like, I could not even put that in my mouth and not want to vomit. So actually what I tried today, because I'm so tired of trying different ones, I went back to Nectar. And this is pretty much, I don't know if you can see this, this is a serving. This is actually their strawberry kiwi that is just mixed with water. What I ended up having to do was put it in a blender, and when it blenderizes, it becomes foamy. Let it sit in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes, and then it turns into a regular drink. The other thing that I did 2 days ago was I made myself individual size sugar-free jello and sugar-free pudding cups. So I just use these little souffle cups, and as you can see, it has pudding in it. This is actually cheesecake flavor, and it's actually really, really good. So that's one of the options that I have to actually eating a meal. So that pretty much is considered my breakfast this morning. The other thing that I've started to do, because I do have a child, I have taken these little tiny baby munchkin spoons and started to eat with these, because these are really what I'm going to be able to eat with over the next several weeks. So I think starting on this, even though I am 5 days away from surgery, is a good thing. If you have to do the 2-week liquid diet, my suggestion is to start 3 weeks ahead and not just 2 weeks, because you have to really find what you like and what you don't like. There are things that you're going to make and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't even stomach the smell of this. But what I found out is, don't let the smell get to you, because sometimes the smells really don't mean that they taste horrible. I've had some that taste amazing and they've smelled like something that came right out of a garbage can. So that's pretty much what my liquid diet is going to consist of. The hardest part is the mentality of it all. I sit here and I see my daughter eat, I see my husband eat whatever he wants, and I'm like, oh my God, like all I want is a cheeseburger or a cookie or, whatever they're eating, and I know I can't have it. That's probably the hardest thing. And there have been points where I, even in the last couple of weeks, just trying to get into this liquid diet phase, that I've cried, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. I absolutely can't do this. And I really feel like I'm doing it alone. And that's probably the worst feeling in the world, because you know that no one else has to do this but you, and everybody else around you can eat what they want when they want. It's hard. It's really, really hard. My suggestion is finding time for yourself. I actually picked up a coloring book last night, and I know that sounds so stupid, but I'm hoping that it emotionally helps me in this roller coaster, because I need some kind of support. I'm not really necessarily getting it at home, and that's going to kind of be like my me time. Some of the other things that I wanted just to talk to about in this introductory video is my biggest setback, and that is that I suffer from severe, severe clinical anxiety. I have panic attacks, and anybody that's watching this that knows me personally, you all know that I suffer severely from panic attacks. I have stopped taking my medicine, and I know that's probably not the best thing to do, but at this point I've become so depressed that I'm just like, I really don't care. So my hope is, over the next several days, I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I'm going to continue to talk to people and reach out to people and just let myself know that, I'm not going through this alone. I'd really love if some of you subscribe to my channel, just to, let me know, hey, I'm watching, because that would really help me out a lot. I am going to make a couple of videos. One is going to be what I'm packing for the hospital. Another one is going to be the night before surgery, obviously the day of surgery. But feel free to follow me. I mean, this is a journey, and it's a very, very tremendous big deal. If you are thinking about gastric bypass surgery, whether it's the RNY, whether it's the sleeve, you're gonna need support. And that's the biggest reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos, because everybody needs to hear from someone else that's going through it. I've sat here and I've watched all these YouTube videos about how, people have tens of family members that want to be by their side and be supportive, or you have family members that really don't want to support you. Either way, you're going to need some kind of support, and you're going to need reasons for why you're doing this. For me, my biggest reason is my daughter. I don't want to grow up and not be able to do the things that she wants to do. I want to be able to do those things with her, whether it's sports, whether it's, just being active. I want to be able to do that. So just follow my YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And hopefully we can enjoy this journey together. Thanks, guys.